And also during that press conference, President Moon talked about South Korea's shaky relations with Japan over its wartime atrocities against Korean women, calling a 2015 agreement on the issue defective and a wrongful solution. The president called for a heartfelt apology from Tokyo to the victims of wartime sex slavery. Our Kwon Jang-ho reports.
President Moon was asked about whether he was satisfied with the follow-up measures to deal with the controversial 2015 Seoul-Tokyo agreement on the issue of Japanese wartime sex slavery. This is how he answered.
만족할 수 있겠습니까? 이미 앞에 정부에서 양국 간의 공식적인 합의를 했던 그런 일이기 때문에 우리가 충분히 만족할 수 없다 하더라도 현실적으로 최선인 그런 방법을 찾아내야 되는 것이죠.
That solution announced on Tuesday is to discredit the agreement, saying it is fundamentally flawed, but not seek to renegotiate or dissolve it. Seoul also said Japan needs to voluntarily offer a sincere apology to the victims, which President Moon also reiterated. It's a response that has received a mixed reaction from those in Korea, with some understanding the need to maintain ties with an important regional partner, but seeing the move as doing little for the victims themselves.
A sincere apology. It's hard to define what that exactly constitutes. And the Moon administration have said they will continue listening to the victims. But when the 2015 deal was reached, there were 47 registered survivors. Now there are only 31. There's not much time to have their voices heard.
Meanwhile, Tokyo's initial reaction has been strongly negative, saying Seoul must honor the deal and that an official complaint will be made. And in response to Seoul's calls for an apology, those in Japan will point to the deal as a form of official apology. But there is an argument that Tokyo has not honored the deal either, with several senior officials denying the atrocity, most notably at a hearing of women's rights issues at the UN in 2016. Tokyo must also consider the need for good relations with Korea, especially with issues such as the North Korean threat in the region.
The 2015 deal was one Prime Minister Abe actively pursued, and if it were to be broken or renegotiated, it would do a great deal to his political image at home. But there are many areas where he needs to maintain relations with Seoul, so despite strong words, he is unlikely to take strong action. Snubbing Seoul's invite to Pyeongchang 2018, though, remains likely.
With both countries understanding the importance of their partnership, a total breakdown of the bilateral relationship is not expected. But tensions will remain, and for the victims, the comfort women issue, which the deal said had been resolved in 2015, is definitely not over. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.